What is up, game changers and soul warriors? What's up? This is my new channel, but it is not my original channel. So I'll kind of introduce myself a little bit, give you a little bit of insight into who I am and what I am doing here today. This is my shining light into the darkness. This is me shining my light where it needs to be and finding out the truths behind some things, whether you agree they're truths or not, right? It's truly not about our opinions. I don't do these for that reason, but I'm going to give you a little insight into who I am. And then we'll talk about why we're here today. So today's going to be about Jamie Foxx, by the way. I wanted to tune in, ask Spirit a little bit about him, which at first was a little bit difficult for me to get into. And I'll kind of tell you why. All right. So I am Juniper Bloom Mystique. That is not my birth name. That was given to me upon my awakening, which I had a sudden awakening in 2019. It was a Kundalini awakening. And this Kundalini awakening was unexpected, not like I was actually going for it. I wasn't trying to have it. Life happened, right? And it put me on the path to tuning inward. And basically it was meant for me to have happen. It was very powerful. After my awakening, I had a lot of things happening to me and through me. I couldn't understand. I didn't know what was happening. My whole world flipped upside down. I ended up moving across town from where I was even at. And it was quite, actually a couple times, like just everything just kind of moved around and happened to me. Then all of a sudden I started doing these things where I was healing people, and I didn't even know how I was doing that or what I was doing. It was just literally, I would get these nudges or hear these things to do these things, and I would do them, and they would blow my freaking mind. Like it wasn't a joke. And then after that, and nobody understood it. Like everybody was like, no, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. Or I don't know. And they would ask me a lot of questions. And I'm like, I don't know. Then from there, I started doing things during meditation. Things would happen to me. Angels would come to me. Beings were coming to me. A lot of angels. Sandalphon appeared to me as a seraphim angel, and I didn't even know who the hell he was or why he would appear to me that way when nobody else said he would appear that way. And then the big changes occurred. This painting back here actually kind of depicts it. Somebody else did that painting for me before I was doing these things, and we didn't get it. It sounds really weird, but I sat on Saturn and Hermes was with me all of a sudden, who is a god. And we lassoed Atlantis, and I rose Atlantis, and it came out of the water. Before I did that, I had to saw how I died there and eliminate my contract. Then from there came clearing Mount Shasta, which was very dark, actually. And that was a couple part process where I ended up cutting it off completely from like life support, is what Spirit said. And we moved the root chakra back to Fiji, which is where it originally was, which was also the first pyramid I activated, and the portal of time. Now, all this was witnessed and recorded through workshops or meditations, and all these things were just happening to me and through me. And after I activated the pyramid in Fiji, which is underwater, I kept activating more. So I activated quite a few pyramids all over the planet, not the ones you would think of, right? Not the ones you even know exist. Some of them people don't even know exist. For instance, one was in Thailand, Machu Picchu, Brazil, Peru, Myanmar, Budapest, and it's all recorded, and I don't even remember them all off my head, at the top of my head all the time. So if you're curious into knowing all about that stuff and what it means and what it ends with, which yes, is the return of Christ. And yes, it did already occur through me on Christmas this last year. Trust me, it happened to me live on my other channel. Okay. So that's who I am. And during that process, I created this series. Now it kept coming through to me how people died. Gannon Stauk was actually the first one that came to me because I had to help him cross over. And I asked Spirit how he died. And I could only watch so much in my head, and I had to stop the journey because his was pretty brutal. And I knew that. And then that just kind of kept coming to me. And so this is why I started doing these videos. Spirit was like, hey, it's in you. So I started doing them. And I am in the process of really making it something. Everybody does all these unsolved mysteries and, cases because we're all intrigued. We're all intrigued by what has happened to people. I did a video also already on Orrin and Orson West. It's on my other channel. One on Summer Wells. It's already on my other channel. I've done quite a few so far. but I wanted to make a channel specifically for that. So welcome to Shining Light into the Darkness by Master Juniper Bloom Mystique. I believe in what I get. I trust in what I get because I trust my guides, and what I get does not always meet the eye of the public. And so the only thing I ask is that we kind of just keep an open mind, maybe keep our opinions and our thoughts to ourselves, right? And always say things kind. Okay. If you have questions and you have, thoughts about it, absolutely comment about them, but just make sure it's kind. Everywhere you go, we should be kind, right? Judgments don't just hurt me, they hurt you too. Okay. Especially if I am who I really say I am, which I encourage you to check out the proof. I will put links underneath this video that will also take you over to that channel. So you can watch all of that for yourself. You can experience it. You just got to actually listen to what I say throughout the videos. I don't just talk about them. If you go to my other channel and you watch my Ascension playlist videos, they are workshops. They are actually me bringing that stuff through. So it's a warning, but it's awesome too. So welcome. If you've made it this far and you're curious to know what else I'm going to be talking about today, welcome. Please like and subscribe and stick around. You just might find you like what you see. And it might help you ascend too. You never know, right? So today we're going to be talking about Jamie Foxx. I'm not going to lie, guys. When I was a kid, oh my gosh, like I was totally in love with Jamie Foxx. It's like a secret, right? He was, if I ever had a celebrity crush, he was maybe one of the main ones. I don't have a lot of those. But Jamie Foxx was always somebody that just, he's a beautiful, I always thought he was a beautiful soul. He's musically inclined. He's a great actor. But if you have really noticed, like, where has he been for a long time, right? Like, I personally haven't seen him a whole lot compared to like 10, 15, even 20 years ago. So recently, most of you might know Mr. Jamie Foxx, who is an American actor, singer, and much more, had a health emergency, something they're kind of being hush-hush about, right? And something didn't seem right to me. So they kind of don't really know. They're not saying what happened. It was just a sudden medical emergency. His daughter supposedly was the first one to say something. I think it was on TikTok or something. We're going to kind of look at all that, which I didn't think was much of a family response. If my family member, usually, people are all over that, right? They're quite open about things and, oh, they're in the doctors or hospital, or, oh, it becomes much bigger. I felt something was off from the very beginning. So I wanted to ask Spirit, what's going on with Jamie Foxx? Because like I said, I used to really like this guy. And I was stunned to find out what I found out. But before I tell you what Spirit told me, I'm going to fill you in on a little bit of his public information, because some of you may not know, right? Or some of you might be interested in just hearing it. So we're going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to screen share with you a little bit about Mr. Jamie Foxx. Fox, the sexy Fox. Okay, so who is Jamie Foxx? This man right here. I'm going to tell you guys too, like, he's almost like me. Like, he has pictures where he just looks like a different person every time, but still the same underlying him, his born name, the name he was born with, was Eric Marlon Bishop. Born December 13th, 1967. So he's actually quite a bit older than me. I didn't realize that. Known professionally as Jamie Foxx, right? As an American actor, comedian, and singer. So like I said, he was a good singer. Like, I used to love it when he would play piano and sing and stuff. Oh my gosh. I was like, why isn't he a musician? Like, he should definitely be a musician. That's what I used to think. He became widely known for his portrayal of Ray Charles in 2004 biographical film Ray, which I did not watch that one. I don't know if you guys did. Maybe I should. For which he won the Academy Award, BAFTA, Screen Actors Guild Award. Well, okay. He's won a lot of awards, basically. Okay. And he's served as a host on Beat Shazam, a Fox game show, and then much other acting roles. Now, apparently he was recently filming a movie, which I didn't know about that either. I noticed a while ago, like, I started seeing him less and less. Maybe it's just me, right? I guess he has 2 children, including Corinne. Now, Corinne is the one who was the first person apparently to say that he had a medical emergency. And I understand maybe the family could be worried about him and spending their time focusing on him and a little bit more quiet. That's possible. I can understand that. Right. And so I thought, well, something is just a little bit odd here. So that's his backstory. If you want to know more about that, you can find that out. Wikipedia doesn't always give accurate information, but that seemed to be the one that popped up. So now we're going to kind of talk about what's been happening. Okay. Before I give you what I channeled, because I did channel, I asked spirit what's happening. And at first they're like, it's a little bit personal, because he's still on the physical plane. So I'm going to talk to you about this a little bit. Jamie Foxx's medical emergency, everything we know so far. Now, keep in mind, I don't believe the media. I am not somebody who believes everything I hear. Okay. I recently did a video on Aaron Carter, which I even want to do another one because I found out more that they were talking about, which actually solidified some of the stuff that I was saying. But I did a video on him as well on my other channel. So I encourage you guys to check that one out too. Don't believe everything you hear. They are very good at feeding people lots of things. Half the time I look at these pictures and go, that's totally made up. You know what I mean? Like they are just putting these people out there to keep them in your eye sometimes. So just be very careful what they feed you, what they tell you. They are very good to manipulate. Okay. So what I get from spirit usually doesn't match what everybody else thinks they know or thinks they hear. But I tend to believe what I've seen and what I've witnessed and what my guides tell me because of what I've witnessed and seen and been doing over the last 3 years. Plus, I am a psychic. I do lots of readings and healings, and I've never been wrong so far. So keep that in mind. Do I believe everybody's 100% accurate? With the thing is with spirituality stuff, you guys, with the spiritual side is it's energy. Can things move and change? Yeah, they can. Okay, so where I might read in one moment might be a little bit different later on because the energy changed or something occurred to change that in that current moment. Like Tisha, right? She moved his body. She took him out and she moved his body to Florida, which was not originally where he was. So when I had originally tuned in, I don't think he was in Florida yet. So that's something to be considered for those type of cases. Okay. However, what I do get, I trust more than anything else in this world. Okay. So that's just where I'm coming from. I'm just asking you guys to take what it is that comes out for what it is, because, you know, sometimes it may not line up with what the media feeds us all. And so many people just believe everything they hear so strongly that they get a very strong opinion about it. And they're not able to kind of take any other scenario into consideration. Okay. So this is what they're putting out. And I'll tell you what really sparked my interest into looking into this when we get through this. Jamie Foxx's medical emergency, everything we know so far. What to know about the medical complication Jamie Foxx has experienced. Okay. When the news made public, right, which always was some delay, I'm going to tell you that right now, to have spoken in support of the actor. Okay. Those two are actually very important key factors. Okay. I think they, something happened prior, because what I see is I actually see some events happening in my mind's eye. So Jamie Foxx is in good hands and recovering. That's the first thing they're putting out. Okay. They are putting out. The Academy Award winner's daughter, Corinne Fox, issued a statement on Instagram on April 12th, revealing that the actor is on the mend after facing a medical complication the day prior. Okay. I would actually probably say there was like a 4-day lapse in the energy field here. And that's kind of what I'm feeling, is there was a gap. There was a little bit of a gap between it all. Okay. We want to share that the father, Jamie Foxx, experienced a medical complication. They didn't talk a lot about it. I didn't look at the account. I don't follow a lot of people on things, right? Because I wasn't a media person personally. So a lot of what I find out is after I channel them, I'm like, oh, this is what I get. And then I kind of went and do the research, but I don't look at it all. So feel free to go check that out. But she said he experienced a complication, and that's all they really talked about. Luckily, due to quick action and great care, he is already on his way to recovery. We know how beloved he is and appreciate your prayers, the statement read. The family asks for privacy during this time, which I can understand that. I truly can. But you know, when it's somebody like Jamie Foxx, like he's got a huge fan base, right? I feel like almost like there still wasn't enough given. Like this is a really big red flag to me from the moment this was released. Like I don't know. I feel almost like she could be like enticed to make the statement at a specific time for, like, I don't know, right? I don't know. I didn't tune into that too much, but that's just kind of the feeling I'm getting right now as I'm speaking about it, is there's something here. Like there's a big hole, you know, like a loophole. Hmm. All right. So he was set to star, who's set to star in the upcoming movie. Now this is interesting, set to star. So I thought he was already doing it. But it's back in action opposite Cameron Diaz. So here's the thing, is they're saying it's set to star, which means he hasn't started acting in it yet, right? Yet they already started doing it. So I don't know, that's a little odd to me. Maybe that's not what it means. But he has received a plethora of well wishes from fans, friends, and family since his health complication was made public. Now, at one time, I don't know about you guys, but at one time there was something I read where it sounded like maybe a mental health issue, okay, was a part of it. So I'm going to see what this all says. Stars including Kerry Washington and LeBron James took to social media to post tributes to the actor. This next upcoming stuff is what really started tripping me up. Okay. Although Fox was last publicly seen filming Back in Action days before Corinne shared the news of his health scare, people confirmed that the Oscar winner's incident did not happen while he was on set, and he was not transported to the hospital by emergency vehicle. Oh, snap. Now, this is very freaking relevant for some of the stuff I got. So I'm going to read that again, okay? Because I just read this for the first time. I was going to skip down. I'm glad I stopped and read this. Although Fox was last publicly seen filming Back in Action, yet he's set to star in, right? Like, I don't know, I'm a little confused here. Days before, are you guys confused? It's just probably me, right? Corinne shared the news of his health scare, excuse me. People confirmed that Oscar winner's incident did not happen while he was on set. I kind of believe that part. And he was not transported to the hospital by emergency vehicle. I kind of believe that too. Here's everything we know about Jamie's health concern. That I don't believe. From when it was first made public to what those close to him have said about it. Okay. April 11th, Jamie Foxx faces a medical complication. Okay. So what day did they say that? So she revealed it on the 12th and they said it was on the 11th. We're going to go with that scenario. Okay. On the 11th, he faced a medical complication. All right. Look at that. Look how handsome. I just love that guy. His daughter on the 12th shared an Instagram post written on behalf of the family. No, that could be true, right? Well, that right there could be true. That referred to a medical issue her father had experienced on the 11th and added that the actor was in good hands and was already on his way to recovery. Now, that's interesting because I think it changed a little after that for a moment. April 12th, Jamie Foxx's film Back in Action halts production. Okay. Was shut down the same day Corinne shared the news of Jamie's health scare on April 12th. Filming resumed on April 13th. Using a stand-in. So that was like that was fast. Like, let's talk about that for just a second. Okay, so it was all complete shut down on the 12th because he's the main actor. And then on the 13th, it's opened right back up using a stand-in. I mean, that's just really fast. Maybe that's just me. I just feel like that's kind of like either like, what the hell, like a stab in the back, or maybe he ain't on his way to recovery yet, right? Like, I don't know. That one's a little bit like, right? Things that make you go, These are the things where I was like, wonder what really happened. Like, what's going on? Okay, April 13th, Kerry Washington sends love to her movie husband. Okay, you can believe that, right? Absolutely, probably true. She paid tribute. That's the one that he played Charles's second wife, so they were married in the movie, right? April 14th, LeBron James sends words of encouragement to Jamie Foxx. Cool. I believe that could happen too. Absolutely. Yeah, they probably are. I was, thinking, damn, I like him too, For the one who kind of brought about the ascension, one of my thoughts was like, shit, are we losing him too? Like, just wait till you see what I got. April 14th, People receives a medical update on Jamie Foxx. Few details have been disclosed regarding Jamie's mysterious medical complication, but the updates since have been positive. A source told People on April 14th that the day shift actor is steadily improving. And now I remember there was something also talked about like his mental health, like he had a breakdown or something before. Okay. April 17th. So that's, I didn't look at that in the past. Maybe I should have to see if, because I do remember hearing something where he had like a mental break in his past. Okay. So you can look into that. April 17th, Jamie Foxx remains hospitalized per reports. Okay. So something pretty big must have happened, right? If he's still hospitalized. No pictures, no nothing, right? Where's the paparazzi? Like, I don't know. It just seems rather strange to me. So he's supposed to be in a Georgia medical facility, confirmed by People, under medical observation. They're running tests and still trying to figure out what exactly happened. Okay. A source told CNN of Jamie's health scare. So they still weren't quite sure what happened. We don't know what prompted him going there. Like they're not saying shizzle. April 17th, Cameron Diaz returns to filming Back in Action without Jamie Foxx. Wait a minute. Up here, didn't it say the 13th? Am I not mistaken on that? Filming resumed on April 13th using a stand-in for Jamie on set. Okay, so maybe this is just when she came back, right? Without Jamie Foxx, she returned maybe on the 17th, maybe. Diaz returned to the set, Back in Action. The actress was seen on the movie's Atlanta set, laughing and joking with her stunt double and castmates. 2 doubles were also seen standing in for Jamie, one stunt double and a second individual who served as a photo double. Okay. It's kind of funny because if you look at some of his pictures, you guys, he looks so different from some of the others. Okay, it's a little confusing. Maybe she had returned on the 17th. His double returned right away on the 13th, right? Like they couldn't pause long enough because supposedly he was okay and in quick recovery. I don't know. Weird. It's just weird. Just to me, I still go like, wait, there's too many questions. What's really going on? April 20th. Martin Lawrence says Jamie Foxx is doing better. So he spoke about it with extra Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony on April 20th. And you think they're going to say much? They're not going to say anything no matter what was happening, right? I hear he's doing better. He says, my prayers go out for him every night and just wishing the best for him. So he really doesn't, he just hears. He hears he's doing better. Tracy Morgan, Steve Harvey send love, right? Like everybody's like, what's going on? That's what they say anyways, you know? I'm sure they all kind of maybe know more than what they're saying they know. To me, I would think they would. Anyways, so I love Jamie. He's a good friend of mine. That's what Morgan said. I've been there. I was on the other side in a coma for 10 days. So I know about being hospitalized, continued Morgan, referring to his accident in 24. I remember that when a Walmart truck slammed into his limousine. I remember that he was really hurt. But see, when he was hurt, it was all over. Like you can see him, like it was like everything was public, right? Like they didn't hide so much. It wasn't so hush hush. Like it was a big deal. Okay. April 21st. Sources tell People that Jamie is okay. He's okay. Thank God. Okay. Still in the hospital and doctors running tests, but he's awake and alert. They're keeping him under observation. 23rd. Nicole Murphy prays everything works out for the best for Jamie. Okay. Heart is hurting for her brother. April 23rd. Nick Cannon says Jamie Foxx is alert in an update. So now he's alert. Okay, this is the one that really sparked me. This is the one that got the hairs on my back of my neck to stand up. And I'm like, whoa, nope, something's really going on here. Like there's something really going on here. And that's why I'm doing this video, is because Tiffany Haddish, whatever you want to freaking call her. I don't like her. And I'll tell you why. She recently got in big trouble for sex trafficking. Okay. And they talked about it for a moment. She said because of the trial, she couldn't talk about it. And then nobody's heard anything about it since. April 27th, Tiffany Haddish, her and some other guy were making a movie doing things to kids, right? And she's like, oh, it was just, I thought just for the movie. Okay, let's, that's a whole nother video right there. But now she's saying, oh, Jamie Foxx is doing well. And the hairs, I was like, something's wrong. So she has heard again, she's heard that he's doing well. I still find it strange that she's even friends with him at all. So that's what sparked me. It's like, oh crap. We have a lot of mutual friends that are keeping me updated, she said during the interview. I've been praying really hard for him. I love that man a lot. That's my big bro. Okay. So the thing is like I said, they kind of pointed and alluded to a mental issue. I do believe, didn't they say he had a stroke? I swear to you, at some point they said he had a stroke. Let's look at this. I think that's what they finally said. So yes, so now they're saying, so wait, news reports have surfaced that Oscar-winning actor has been hospitalized following a stroke. Okay. Usually if you have a stroke, they're well aware right away. It's pretty soon after it's a stroke. I mean, I wouldn't think it would take a week or more after experiencing chest pain. So now they're saying he experienced chest pain. Oh, that was one of my favorite movies that he was in, was Django. Django. I say it that way. I don't know if it's wrong. Atlanta hospital recovering from a stroke. So now they're saying it's a stroke. Okay. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the beloved actor, who's 55, suffered a medical emergency Tuesday morning and was rushed to a hospital. He is recovering from surgery and an intensive care unit. What? Like, wait, what? Isn't that, don't you guys feel like that's a little bit different than what everybody was like, oh yeah, he's awake, he's alert. Like nobody's saying anything. Like they're just making it seem like he was being test run and that, like what? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. You guys can have your own opinions on that. I am kind of putting my opinion in this one because that's what made me go, Okay. So now, since I've shared with you what made me go, I'm going to share with y'all what I got in channeling what happened to Jamie Foxx. Okay. Now, at first I got a little bit because I'm like, he's still like, it has to go through his free will, you know what I mean? Or at least of his higher self, because he is alive. Okay. For now. I'm going to say that again. He is alive for now. The first thing that I got about Jamie Foxx was sex trafficking. Okay. And I'm like, maybe I'm making that up because the Tiffany Haddish thing is what, so I have to question myself sometimes, I'm like, is this really from spirit? Then they said also Scientology. And I'm like, wait, what? I had no idea he was a part of Scientology. Did you guys? So I actually researched that too. He is a part of Scientology and he's friends with Tom Cruise and all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, oh, the hairs on the back of my neck went up even more. And I'm like, okay, that's validating the sex trafficking for me. For me, it is. If you think that stuff's good on you. Maybe do some research, right? I'm going to also tell you that Spirit compared the Scientology to the Illuminati. That is what it is. Okay. Then the next thing I got is he is on his way out, my friends. Okay. So he is not going to be staying for too much longer. What that means, I don't know. Now, keep in mind, Spirit's time frame may not be tomorrow. It might be. They ain't going to tell you when. Just know that he's already like the plan, the blueprint, the map of his life print. He's already has a time frame. Okay, well, y'all do, but his is like ticky-tacky. Okay. Something else happened. This is specifically what Spirit said. Okay, something else happened, meaning it's not what they're saying, which is really strange because we got like all these weird vibes going on with it, right? Like, oh, he's fine, he's awake, he's alert. I don't know. I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird to me. Now, the daughter immediately gave something and said, we want privacy at this time. I get that, right? Like that makes sense. But then all these celebrities are like, yeah, he's doing great. He's alert. He's awake. He's recovering. It would have been like, dude, they would have been like more upset. Like I heard he had surgery. Like what to me, the reactions doesn't match him having a stroke and surgery immediately. I don't know. That's just me. And then Spirit had said something else happened. I'm like, okay, but what? Right? Like something else happened. And I'm like, but what? Okay. And then I heard dying, deleted, defeated. Dying, deleted, defeated. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I put it down and I went back to it. Okay. Then they showed me ritualistic behaviors. Now, if you're following the ascension and all the what's going on in the matrix and all that kind of stuff, you're very familiar with the fact that they duped you, and there has been a lot of ritualistic behaviors. There's good rituals and there's bad rituals. Okay. And he is on the side of the Illuminati, ritualistic behaviors, which is all of Hollywood, which is all of Scientology. They just put new words on them so that everybody is oh, it's cool, it's new, it's good. And they get new recruiters. It's the way I look at it. It's a big cult, right? That's what you could call it. That's my opinions. That's really not my opinions. Actually, it's pretty much factual at this point. Anyways, then this is a really interesting part they pointed to, which I didn't know exactly about the stroke. I don't think when I channeled this yet. I think that's new information. They told me he had a chip in his head that he had tried to rip out. Something else happened, right? This is what they said. Jamie had a chip in his head that he tried to rip it out. He tried to escape. He was trying to get out. He was trying to get out. So then I'm like, okay, then what's going on, right? I mean, a lot of people can tell in our heart space, a lot of people can tell in the energy that the world is changing. This is a feeling of like, rapture type stuff, right? Like it's going on, it's going down. You got Twitch killing himself and lots of people happening, Aaron Carter dying, and like, it's all over the board, right? And so that's why I'm like, what is going on? He apparently had a chip in his head. And so I want to know, do they all have a chip in their head? And what the hell is the chip in the head? I don't know. They said Jamie tried to rip it out. He tried to escape. They won't let him. He's being held hostage under manipulation. This is all they've said. Okay. I don't know. I'm like, you think people are going to believe that? And then I got a visual. He threatened to oust info, and then he was silenced. Okay. This is what Spirit said. Now, keep in mind, this has to be like, I can't see all the details. Like if they were on the other side, I could really tune into more about them, the emotions, all that kind of stuff, but I can't feel into his emotions at all. If maybe he's detached from them as it is, I don't know. Then they said the Illuminatis. They didn't say that at first. I was like, you think people are really going to believe when I say this, right? And then they said, well, it's the same thing as the Illuminati and Scientology. It's a direct tie. Okay. He has a direct tie. Then what they showed me was Tom Cruise like standing over him, and he was like doing like this, and he's like thinking, and he was like stressed out, and he was talking to somebody, he's like talking over him, but not like he was talking over Jamie Foxx. Like Jamie Foxx was lying down either in the hospital or somewhere. I don't know. I don't really get the setting. I just see a color in the background. And I see him kind of like talking over him and walking. It's like a couch. I don't think it was a hospital. I think it was like a couch, maybe like a brown leather couch. And he's like walking back and forth, and he's talking to somebody else, like creating the plan. Okay. It's a little bit staged. That's all I can say with that. Okay. And I feel like there's quite a few players in it, and probably a lot to do with some of, not all of, the players mentioned above. Okay. Especially like Tiffany Haddish. Okay. Haddish, whatever the hell her name is. Like, I really don't like her at all now, right? And then I was really sad. I was like, damn, Gina. So then I kind of realized, well, that's probably why I stopped seeing him so much. Maybe he did get kind of corrupted. Maybe like a lot of them, he was born a good soul, and just through fame and people and money and greed and manipulation, hostage. And that's what they're pointing to. And so this hostage and manipulation may be like a many-year thing. It may not just be necessarily right now, but I believe some of what they're mentioning in the media is part of that plan. Okay. So maybe they had a fallout. Maybe he had an argument with them and he wanted to break free. Maybe he wanted to break free in general. It's like kind of trying to get out of a gang and they're just going to shank you. Right? Like you can't be free. And what I hear is he's on his way out. I feel like we all are, right? In some way, shape, or form, but I do feel like his is like definitely on a shorter time than I would have wanted it to be. I don't know. I don't ever like to say somebody's going to definitely die tomorrow or anything like that. It's just something is not right here. Okay. He is connected with some definitely dark individuals. He's definitely entwined in it. And then what is this chip in the head? I feel like that's the first time I've heard about that. But if you think about it, that would explain a lot of those weird like glitches, like with Katy Perry, I think was one of them. And just some weird stuff where they would be like on camera and they would have like some outright glitches. What was that other chick where she just all of a sudden was like staring and she wouldn't stop? It was like completely glitched out, right? It's really weird. It's really weird. And that's kind of what that made me think of. And the same thing to do with like Justin Bieber. I think I did a video on him and Haley, right? And they're AI for sure. Now they didn't say he's AI so much. I feel like Jamie still has a soul. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. Okay. I don't think Justin Bieber has as much of a soul as Jamie Foxx does. I hate to say it. I'm, I just really don't. I truly believe like with Justin Bieber and his wife, it was all show. It was all for the media. I really, truly believe that. I feel like if there's ever people that are set up to be together, it would be them. Jamie Foxx, like I don't see that about him so much. I feel like he's just been completely manipulated and held hostage in a lot of different ways, kind of like Marilyn Monroe in a way. I don't think so. Maybe like he wasn't passed around for sex all the time like Marilyn was. I think I did her video too. All those are on my other channel. And so I find this to be interesting. And in Marilyn, she's like, oh, what a tangle. Was it Marilyn Monroe? No, it wasn't. I can't remember. I have to watch them all. It was like, oh, what a tangled web we weave. Okay. What a tangled web we weave. But this is what I got so far on Jamie Foxx, you guys. Again, I tend to trust my guides. Okay. And even if it sounds a little cuckoo and like it doesn't quite fit in with what society says, because remember, something else happened. And what a tangled web we weave. It's been known for quite some time now. Over these last couple of years, it's been more talked about how dirty Hollywood is, right? It is absolutely, I would call this hub of Scientology. Are some people in it not corrupt? Absolutely. Are majority of them corrupt? Absolutely. And they would feed you entertainment of lies and sickness and get paid for it. So be careful, right? Ouch. So I don't know, man. I was a little bummed. But the fact that he's trying to get out, so I'm still rooting for him. That's what I can say. This is what they say. I'll be curious to see what happens going forward. They actually told me I needed to do this video today or it was going to be too late. So not necessarily too late, but it was a nudge for me to do it today for whatever reason. So I'll be curious to see what comes out about it. I am going to send love his way. Why not? Oh, and then I heard the song Standing on Shaky Ground Ever Since You Put Me Down. So I feel like he's not safe. I don't know why. I feel like he's just kind of not safe. And I don't know who he's got like on his side that can be on his side. Maybe somebody. They're saying 2 people could be. So as far as support goes for him, he may only have like 2 really good, solid foundations to stand with. So we'll see kind of what happens with Jamie. And now we can also go with the theory that he just had a stroke and he's had surgery and he's doing fine. I don't know. I'm going to lean towards more of what my guide said, and the rest is up to you guys. But I've given my side, and I'm going to keep shining that light into the darkness, right? So if you like what you saw today, like and subscribe and stick around. And if you want to know what the heck the ascension really is, and if I'm crazy or not, I encourage you to check out my videos on my other channel. I have an ascension playlist all right there for you. But you got to keep in mind, you got to actually watch the videos, okay? It includes a very painful twin flame journey, and that was actually the resurrection of Christ. So much love to all of you. Thank you for being here. And this is my shining light into the darkness. See you next time. Can you show me